So our final speaker was born in the foothills of the Rockies and hasn't stood still since. Childhood ripped by on bikes, skateboards, snowboards, skates, through pairs of shoes that were inevitably worn through hikes and exploring. Childhood home was left behind days after his 18th birthday, and he proceeded to leave tracks in Australia and all over Asia. The occupation of moving and seeing found him aligning with other individuals on the same bent, got him involved with the sales side of skateboarding, snowboarding, and biking. Then he found himself back here, close to where it all started in Vancouver. He is one of two founding brothers of the Herschel Supply Company, a key influencer in the importance of the backpack as an everyday fashion accessory. The company was founded in 2009 and was named after the small town in Saskatchewan where 3 generations of the family grew up. It hasn't stood still since 2009. Herschel Supply products are sold all over Canada, from the foothills of the Rockies as well as Europe, Australia, throughout Asia, and everywhere in between. Please welcome Lyndon Cormack.
All right, thank you. This first photo is just a dirt road in the middle of the prairies, and it's certainly representative of how my life is, how I can reflect where my life has gone. And it's a simple photo. I just love the simplicity of it, and it was taken right near the town where our company was named after. I was told my whole life I was a great salesperson, and I'm sure it was a compliment, but I always pictured my life ending up here on a used car lot, slanging used cars to people who possibly need them or not, and telling lies to convince people to buy all these machines. And it was maybe a compliment, but for me it wasn't something where I wanted to end up. And I had to really move beyond that and take that skill I had and apply it somewhere else. I was also told I could sell ice to Eskimos. Now, from my thought, Eskimos have a lot of ice surrounding them. I don't know if they need ice, and I don't know if I wanted to go to frigid north all the time to help them with their icing needs. So I sort of tried to channel that energy again. I was like, I got to be able to do something beyond just selling ice to Eskimos. This is my third grade report card, and it says, Lyndon has a lot of zest and enthusiasm for life, and it would be great to see him apply this to his schoolwork. Mrs. Agnew also ended, have a great summer. And my parents had to deal with these sort of comments from grade 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 about me not applying myself. And it was because I was spending all this time daydreaming. And daydreaming is the creation of ideas. And I think that it's a known fact that 50% of your day is spent daydreaming. Mine's more like 90. But those ideas that I'm creating while I'm daydreaming, which are mostly terrible, are a foundation for something, and it's a start for something. And everybody needs to channel that. I daydream a lot while I'm driving down the road. This is me on the way to work, and I'm going down these windy roads in Deep Cove trying to find my way through the forest. And I'm coming up with ideas, and most of my ideas are terrible, and some are okay, and some are really great. And I take those ideas and I start developing them in my mind about how these pieces could go together. My brother, who's pictured here in the front of the snowmobile, I'm hanging on for my dear life, well, not in this picture, but normally, and I had an idea to start a bag company. It was just an idea, just another one of those driving down the roads, and what can we do? And we decided to say, hey, why don't we start a backpack company? I mean, it's just an idea that we had, and we decided to go, okay, well, let's try. And if you're not familiar with our brand, here's a few slides of showing what kind of products we make. They're available here, of course, in Vancouver and everywhere else in between. And it's something that just started with an idea, and then we've made all these great products and really had to figure out how to build a business on the back of them. This is the small town where we named our brand after. This is in the heyday of the small town, and about 50 years ago, there was a flood and a fire, and it actually almost wiped all of this out. So today, there's 30 people in this little small town. My grandmother lived there until she passed away a few years ago. And as kids, it was our favorite spot to go back to. So although Disneyland might have been great, we wanted to go to Herschel. The problem with this great idea we had is we had no idea how to manufacture bags, not a clue. We had an idea we could go to trade shows and create a catalog and create these products. We had no idea how to manufacture them. But I worked for Vans for 10 years, and my brother worked for K2 for 10 years. So I was like, well, we'll just reach out to those connections and they're going to give us their factories, which they did. And they handed over their factory contacts and we hit up every single one of them and nobody returned our call. Not one. So we hit them again because it ended up in their spam folder, so we sent another email and nobody ever returned our call. So we turned to the next best resource that we had, and you got on the internet and, you tried to search these things out. And so we plugged in how to manufacture backpacks, backpack manufacturing, backpack factory, how to build a factory for backpacks. Should we start our own factory for backpacks? And we emailed thousands of people, and still barely anybody got back to us, or they got back to us with minimums of 10,000 units per color, and we were like, oh God, we don't have that great of an idea. In 2010, though, we sold 6,000 backpacks, and we had to build another 6,000 to hit factory minimums, and we actually filled a container full of backpacks off this little idea. I mean, it's pretty amazing. We see these containers still, and it goes from here to here. And we filled it with backpacks, and we were really, really stoked. We spent a lot of time worrying about what we were perceived on the front, but didn't really worry about the back office. And this was our shit show of an office that we had in Gastown. Sometimes it looked neater than this, but we kept on adding people and just putting tables in and then duct taping electrical power outlets to their desk and saying, go for it. And it was a complete mess. I woke up one morning in 2010 and found out we were on the cover of GQ's gift guide, and it was pretty phenomenal. I mean, we didn't exist at this point in time. And also a really followed blog called Hypebeast, which we still follow religiously today, posted our novel duffel bag with a little shoe pocket. And those are really pinch me moments of the starting of a brand and again, pushing forward to that idea. In January 2013, we shipped 48 containers to the United States alone in 1 month. We shipped 40 countries globally, so this picture is we could almost take over the entire ship. And today, with that simple idea, we've put 3 million backpacks on people's backs globally, which is pretty cool for us to see. Wallpaper Magazine called us the 20 top reasons to be in Canada and listed us number 9 on their list. I don't think that's true, but it's a great honor. And GQ Magazine, this was a dual cover issue. I chose to cover Rihanna. They gave us the best stuff of 2012 and ranked us number 2 out of 10 on their list last December. Another pretty good picture of Rihanna. We also need to give back, and this is a school in Ethiopia. We partnered with the Canadian Humanitarian Foundation, so whenever they open a new school, we make sure the kids got something to go to school with, and whether it's in Vancouver or whether it's in Ethiopia, we need to make sure that we're taking our good fortune and that great idea we had and letting these guys come up with the next great idea. We all are going to daydream, and we just can't quit. I'm not going to quit having bad ideas or good ideas, and each and every one of you needs to keep on having these ideas and pushing them forward, because the next idea and the next innovation is going to be the next thing that we're really all passionate about. And whether it's backpacks or robots, we'd all be really excited. Now, if this guy can do it, there's some cars in the background I was trying to sell. I haven't had a drink yet tonight, and so I'm trying to behave as much as I can, but thanks for having me. It's a wonderful time. Thank you to all the speakers as well.